Hello, everyone. Welcome back to KASH Talk. We're on episode 3 now.
Yep.
Boy, I finally get the ball rolling, and you just do that.
Give it to us. Give it to us. Give it to us.
Anyway, once again, my name is Kiana. You can find me at Noel Souls Heal on IG and underscore KASH Talk underscore on Twitter.
I'm your boy Ham Van Dam, boyfriend to the great Kiana,
You have to think about my
aka
name.
Cash
Wow.
of the Cash Talk Pod. And I'm happy to be back here with you guys for episode 3.
You all.
So, Cash, give us our affirmation.
This week's affirmation is my fears will not stand in the way of my goals.
Give us some context.
So this week we will be discussing failure and how it's a part of a learning process. So just to recap, last week we spoke about consistency and how it's really hard to be consistent and how we all struggle with it. We start one thing and then you just fall off because of anything, mental health, motivation, anything like that. And one of those things is the fear of failure. So just to tie in last week's episode with this week, we'll just be discussing one part of consistency that is hard for everybody, which is the fact that we got to fail to learn.
We sure do. Failure. Oh, man.
There's a lot of that going
It's a
on over
lot
here.
of failure. I believe that failure is necessary in learning, and I feel like I wouldn't have got that. I wouldn't have got to this point if I wasn't my young age of 29 and having failed multiple times at multiple things. But I think that when we are what we classify ourselves as, learners and people who seek knowledge and whatnot, I think that we have to kind of embrace that failure. I think that it's literally a part of
Everything.
yeah, honestly
School,
and
you
truly.
pass, you fail. Driver's test, you pass, you fail. Everything is kind of pass or fail in life. And when you move through life afraid of that failure, it can be hard to really meet any of those goals you have because you're consistently moving in fear. And it makes you not want to try anything new. That's why a lot of us stay in the same spot all the time. We do the same routine every single day, no matter how tired we are. We're just like, we're too afraid to take that extra leap because you don't know if it will work out for you or not. And that fear of not knowing and not being in control of that end kind of makes us stagnant.
Nah, definitely. um, definitely. Let's talk a little bit about some of these learning experiences we've been in. Should we call them failures? I guess should we rebrand it?
By textbook, they're failures, but they're more of a learning curve.
Learning experiences.
Yeah.
They say if it's not a blessing, it's a lesson. I like to think of that. I like to think of them as learning experience because I think that failure kind of gives it a negative stigma.
Yeah, but that's also a step in accepting failure. So once you see it in a different way as a learning experience and be able to like switch out that word, that's a step in embracing failure. So not everybody's there yet. Some people
That's
just
true.
see it as they a loser or they losing and all this stuff, and they can't make it, and that's okay too. You'll find your time. Everybody is on a different path.
A path. I'll talk about some failures. Definitely had my fair share this year, fair share last year.
I think over the pandemic, we all
Yeah,
had
I
our
feel
fair
like
share. We learned a lot this past
I
year
feel
and a
like the,
half,
and I
year,
feel like
2
the
years.
pandemic definitely gave me an opportunity to kind of analyze my failures to see where I went wrong. I will say that I do not have the best discernment. I think that kind of attributes a lot to my learning experiences. That I'm very trusting,
Yep, same here.
very trusting. More than willing to extend
Oh, I
my
know what you're talking about.
huh
Nothing.
extend my hand and helping the next people. But sometimes it doesn't work out for me, and I'm just talking about several instances.
Yeah, but I just have one in particular.
I'm
But
pretty
that's not the space for this.
Yeah, but I'm saying like in terms of that's what I mean in terms of the learning experience. You sit down and you put yourself out there. You take the risk. You because failure. We're coming with failure. We're coming with taking risk is accepting that you may succeed or you may fail. So it kind of pushes you to take more risks. Um,
You have to take that time to believe in yourself,
yeah,
which is my problem with accepting failure. Is the whole believing in yourself thing and putting that trust in yourself, because I think that I'm going to fail instead of thinking that things just may not work out or I just need to try something different. That's okay. And it's embracing that it's okay if this does not work out for you. So like for me, that's kind of like the job hunt that I'm going on. Like I like the job that I'm doing right now. However, there isn't much growth in it, and money. We need money. Money makes the world go round.
money.
So I've been looking for new jobs, and I had to determine my worth and actually get comfortable with trying something new, getting out of my comfort zone. I've been at this job for almost 3 years. I know the people. We're very close. We're very it's like a family. Like, not to sound cliche, but they really are. So when it comes to starting a whole new environment, especially the one that I'm now moving into, which I'll explain later, it's way bigger, way more intimidating, and I'm afraid that I was afraid that I wouldn't be good enough for the place. So even though it's like obviously on paper I'm good enough, I'm educated, I have all the skill sets,
You're
I've
qualified.
I'm actually overqualified. And I've had the experience, I've done this type of stuff before, but it's just that I let the name of the place intimidate me. So I felt like I'm not good enough there, or like some type of thing. So I was afraid that I would do bad in something that I didn't even get to do yet. I didn't get to give myself the chance to try. So with the couple months of stirring up the courage and a couple of years of just applying to multiple jobs at this place, I got it. And even with having the job, I still was like, this is sus. Like, but it's not. Like, I'm just afraid, and I'm overthinking it. Like, I had a session with my mentor, and it's just like, she's like, you're saying all of this, but why? Like, this is all unnecessary. You're just overthinking it. None of this matters. Why does it matter to you? Why do you feel like when you go somewhere new, you have to basically reinvent yourself because the person you were before wasn't good enough? You don't need to do all of that. They clearly liked you. You did the interview. You toured the place. You spoke to people. They know you're qualified. You're educated. What are you afraid of? And the fear is failure. I'm afraid that I won't live up to that expectation that they placed on me. But who gives a fuck?
Who really does, though? Because the worst thing they could say is no.
Yep. And they said yes. So now I have to just take it one step at a time and learn through the process. Be okay, be fine with asking for help and all that stuff. Like, the worst I could do is like can it. And if I can it, I didn't try.
But also recognizing that you went through your nose to get this yes. Like,
I actually got no nose, but
I be figuratively speaking, like
applying to multiple jobs at this institution and them denying me for those.
You got multiple no's.
But other jobs I've applied to, I've interviewed, and I'm a wonderful interviewer apparently because I've gotten a lot of yeses. But it was also conquering that fear and telling those places no.
Yep.
You didn't give me enough money. You aren't offering me the right amount of benefits, things like that.
Opportunity.
Yep, opportunity for growth. Like, you're already stunting me before I even get there. So even facing that fear and saying no, setting that boundary, like, I'm not just going to accept this because it was offered to me.
That's good. That's good. So I like the fact that you kind of spoke about the fact that even though you don't get no's often, this one particular institution had told you no prior times, but
I'm like,
it did
give
not.
me a chance.
It didn't deter you, though. It didn't deter you. You knew your worth. I'm assuming that they wanted experience, but it's fine. Yeah, I'm assuming that they wanted experience, but you took the time to get that experience, and now you're here.
Subconsciously, but
subconsciously.
Yes.
I mean, I guess subconsciously and consciously as well. Like, You did, because your current position, I mean, I'm not saying it is kind of
I
preparing you
kind of
for it,
made it into what I
like,
wanted it to be.
which is very, very cool. Very, very cool. Um, so yeah, let's talk about why we don't try new things though. Like, why is that? Like,
It's
we're
hard.
talking about conquering fear.
You need to be an expert when you start. If I say I'm weightlifting, I need to be powerlifting. Like day 2, we went to the gym today. I was like, I'm skinny already. 20 minutes on the damn treadmill.
And I mean, if that's what you got to do to get your confidence up and get your shit together, then I mean, do it. Shit. I mean, we made a goal, every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday that we are going to go to the gym every morning, Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday,
And
3
we
days a week.
failed for like
We
4
failed
weeks.
for the first 2 weeks because
4. He's being nice. It's
I
like
said this
4.
2 weeks ago.
It's
Well, we
like-
failed for the first 2 or 4 weeks, whatever.
Or 4.
And it took us a while. But today is our day 1, so we need y'all to hold us accountable. So in the comments, make sure y'all go today, Tuesday, right? I like that. But yeah, so it's hard. I mean, going to the gym is hard in itself.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like once you get to the gym,
It'd be fine once
it'd
you're
be
there.
easy, and you like,
I
all
need
right, I'm
somebody
here.
to, like, transport me there.
I'm motivated to do what I gotta do to become a skinny legend like Mariah Carey. But it's like getting there and getting home are the 2 most stressful experiences of all time. And I
Yeah.
don't understand why it's so stressful. I don't.
And because of that stress, you don't even want to bother with it. You're like, I'm just not gonna go. My clothes. I didn't take my clothes out.
Yep. Making
It's
every
cold outside.
excuse.
It's raining. Ooh, it's raining is my favorite one. Why?
Or it's snowing.
It's snowing. Yeah, we live in Syracuse, so. But like, why do I let something like the rain be like, yeah, girl, it's a dub. Stay home. But it's just what if I don't do it? What if I work out all the time and nothing changes? What if I work out all the time? But it's like, why does that matter? Like, so what if you don't lose weight? Why you like, so what? You probably feel better, you have more energy, like you feel a little more like confident, you're comfortable.
Some people don't work out to lose weight. I know.
That's true. Some people work out to gain weight. Some people work out to
be...
maintain. Some people work out to get that energy.
Yeah, I'm on the record. I don't want to be under 200 pounds. I'm sorry. Give me about 2.
You could go to the gym to gain some of that weight.
215,
or that confidence.
I'll be all right. But, some people it's something that they like to do. It's a hobby. I just think that being motivated, I feel like it has a lot to do with fear because it's hard.
Yeah.
And when things
people are judgmental
hard,
as shit.
Yeah, when things are hard, people tend to like shy back into their shell and whatnot. And it's like, all right, I'll do it or put it off. And that just applies to life. Like life is hard.
But with the gym, it's a different thing because you also have that insecurity, like, oh, people that are coming here probably know what they're doing, and I'm afraid that I'm gonna look stupid. It's that type of fear too, or I'm afraid I don't know enough, or like my posture is bad, some nonsense.
Or my form is bad.
Yeah, like what the fuck, girl, walk on the treadmill. That's what I did.
So, sidebar, do you think that kind of like social media has a little bit to do with that?
Yes,
like,
yes.
Is it? Do you think like influencers are kind
Yes,
of
because
giving?
they get the surgery done and then they be pop. You never see people start. I'm not gonna say never because that's not true. But you rarely see people start at their worst. You see people where they're like, oh, I've been going to the gym for 6 months and now I'm going to tell you what I did that worked for me. Bitch, I want to see what you look like before you was the size. I want to see you struggling every day. I want to see you defeated. I want to see you going through the real raw emotions that an actual human being goes through. I don't give a fuck about your little sponsored Gymshark videos. No offense to Gymshark, of course.
Damn, Gymshark sponsorship gone.
No offense to them. They do be selling out too fast.
There's some people.
Whatever.
There's some people out there that show the journey.
I follow like Ashley K. Like shout out to her. She lives in London now, but she was in LA. She was big chested like me, but it's all hidden. The body hidden under the titties. So like. she was like, she weightlifts, she stops, she loses 50 something pounds, she, dies off, all types of stuff. But she was she's somebody that I can say that really like showed the real raw of it. But you don't see people like that, because guess what? She's an editor. All the people she edits are the people you saw that you see influencing and doing all that stuff. But do what you got to do, but don't. Yeah, but do what you got to do. Don't lie. Like, girl.
So do you think that? So what do you equate like failure or even success, like in terms of like doing gym, like?
Oh, there's no such thing of it. Whatever fits you.
Like whatever your stated goals are.
Yeah,
basically.
like if you want to go twice a week, I want to go to the gym twice a week for 30 minutes. If you do that, that's a win for you.
But does that tie in even the last episode in terms of consistency? Do you think that consistency?
Yes, if your plan is to be consistent 2 days a week,
3 days for us.
3 days for us, but consistency doesn't mean every single day you do stuff.
Oh, of course not. I mean, just like, in terms of like following your plan.
Yeah,
like,
so if it's like every single week, no matter what the day is, depending on how you like to set your goals. I don't like to restrict myself, so I'm very open. Mm-hmm. But say I'm like
fluid.
Yeah, like if I say every single week I want to go to the gym for at least 30 minutes a day, and that will be my physical activity for the week. Mm-hmm. I can go to the gym every Tuesday, Thursday. I could go to the gym one week, Wednesday, Friday. Like, it doesn't matter as long as I'm consistent with the goal I set for myself. Mm. It doesn't matter if Beth go to the gym 5 days a week and she consistent with that. What that got to do with me? Mm-hmm. It's hard to think that way, but that's the reality of it.
Yeah, okay. I can see that. Because people are strange. We're all strange.
Yeah, but then you got to remember, like, it's hard because I still do it. Fuck these people. Like, it don't really matter. Like,
it's that confidence you need.
Yeah, like, you got to believe in yourself.
And if you're doing it for you,
yep,
is it really failure?
Exactly.
Learning experiences. So I like even how you said, we'll transition a little bit. Like you said that Beth could do it this way, but that might not work for you, or that might not work for me. So let's talk about like it not being like a one size fit all. I am infamous for saying that Black people, and I mean just any community in general, are not a monolith. We do not all think the same. We don't all have the same viewpoints on things. Mm-hmm. If one Black friend allows you to say nigga, the other Black friend may not.
You need to use that as an example.
I'm sorry. That's my best example.
I guess.
I feel like that's the most clear cut.
Like apples, oranges.
I feel like that's just the most clear cut example.
I guess.
I'm sorry. But let's talk about that. Like, it's not a one size fit all.
I don't like watermelon. You could have used that as an example. I'm just saying there was a lot of other examples.
I'm sorry. That's my best example. Maybe it's my favorite example. Yes. But yeah, let's talk about how like it's not one size fit all.
That kind of ties back into the social media thing. Like, just because you see everybody doing something don't mean that works for you. Just because you see everybody taking, was it skinny detox? Like, that shit is a laxative. Like, of course you're gonna lose weight. Like, I fell for it too. Don't get me twisted. That's why I brought it up. Nutra, whatever. Something. Like, yeah, like all those like.
Don't get us a libel.
I mean, you're right.
I'm kidding.
I don't know how this thing. They ain't gonna listen to me. But like the pyramid schemes, like that don't work for everybody. Like the waking up at 5 a.m. That don't work for everybody.
Perfect example. I am not blessed with the gift of luscious hair. I'm not.
Yes, he's a baldy.
I'm not a baldy. I am a balding-y. Okay?
It's kind of worse.
30 is when the big chop comes. It's 3.
Big chop is not much to chop.
359 days left. But anyway, people try. Like, people have told me, yo, you have to try biotin, you got to try all these multivitamins, you got to try.
Wasting all the
Rogaine, this, that, and the third. And I'm like, bro. None of that shit works for me.
I've seen it all.
I've seen it all. I've tried it all. It do not work.
All my hair make his beard grow.
My hair just does not want to cooperate with the rest of my beard or anything else. It's just like, nah, it's a dub. So like, it's not a one size fit all thing when you're dealing with, like, I would love to have hair, honestly.
And then in contrast, he's dating someone whose hair grows back ridiculously fast. I went from locks to bald to locks again, natural. Never got a perm though.
Like 40 times. And I'm just over here in pain. Pain. Like, damn, can't get none of that, unfortunately.
Shave it off. I'm contemplating, but I had locks for 2 years now, so I can't cut them yet.
Yeah. So, I mean, when it comes to success and failure, like you said, it's not a one size fit all thing.
Yeah.
Like, we're just not, what I define as success is different from what a lot of people define as success. And I'm somebody who wanted to be, well, still, honestly, want to be an entertainer, and I want to be in music and involved in music. But I don't think I really want to be a superstar rapper. Like, I don't want to be superstar rapper. I want to be somebody who makes music a lot and who could make a living off of music on a consistent basis.
You want to be like Frank Ocean,
I
drop
want to
some
be,
heat and
I
then
do want to be,
disappear.
I would like to be rich, but secluded. I would like to be somewhere where people don't bother me. Yeah, Frank
What
Ocean.
Summer Walker needs.
Yeah. But yeah, so like it's not what, so what I define as success is what I consider like a currency role, and like where I can just drop music for people, create and do what I want to do, and hang out with my family all the time. While, somebody who's more commercial may want to, you know, tour all the time and be in 40 music videos and hang out with all the rappers. I'm okay with that. I've met some famous people. They're okay. They're just okay.
The ones out there have been trash.
They're just okay. Y'all don't want to hear her infamous story, but
I'm blocked by several celebrities on Twitter.
About a certain celebrity.
I like her now, though.
About a certain celebrity, but yeah, I mean, I think celebrities are just okay. Like, some of them are cool, some of them are not cool, but they're just regular human beings. They say dumb shit. They do dumb things. They do smart things sometimes. So, like that's how I define success. How would I define failure? I would think it would be just me not doing what I wanted to do, or me not at least working towards it. I think that.
Yeah, giving up on yourself.
Yeah, I think that giving up I think that that's the only thing I would equate as failure. Like, if I just decided, I'm not doing this no more.
Or like, I'm not even gonna try.
Yeah. I feel like I'm too deep into this anyway to even turn back. I think it would cost me way more money to quit than it would to just continue.
Freaking master's degree.
I'm trying to get a master's degree, so I am fully invested. So shout outs to the broke college student that is me. Which is, I think, is pretty funny. Let's talk about how, like, I said this, that everybody who's successful has failed millions and millions of times.
Yeah, unless you born into money, born into success, like, you failed. You just broke. You put your money into something that didn't work out for you.
Yep.
You put your time into something and it was a flop. It happens.
I think that everybody who's successful or who deems themselves successful has taken maybe, I don't know, I would say enough risk, because I don't want to say way too many risks because they're successful, and I don't want to say not enough risk because they're successful. So I guess enough risk where, they've made decisions that haven't been probably the best for their company or the best for their brand. Mm-hmm. But it works.
And it's not even just people. It's like, think about the neighborhoods we grew up in and how the schools failed the students. And what they do, they try to change their fucking name. Like, as if that's going to get a new superintendent or something like that. Instead of like thinking like, where did I go wrong and how can I fix this? It was more like, I failed, let me cover it up and act like ain't nothing happened. No, like, you got to embrace that failure, learn from what didn't work out, and then apply changes to that. Like, they go from like trash high school to like military school. They put all these metal detectors on. That don't change what's going on. Get better teachers, like get real guidance counselors, take action. But no, they cover it up and be like, that didn't work, so I'm gonna try something else. Yeah, but did you learn from it? Did you apply anything you learned from it? No, they don't. They never will. This is gonna be a forever problem, unfortunately. Not to be like a cynic or anything.
Is it going to be a forever problem? I mean, we have some people out here that's trying,
Yeah, but
it's
this is
trying to help and change the world.
this is everywhere. This is not just a
Yeah, this is,
isolated incident.
it's in several communities, honestly. It's in several communities.
Yeah, so it's just like failure is universal. You have to prepare for it, of course, because you can't always, of course, be positive and like think you the man or whatever, but also be realistic that in case it doesn't work, what can I learn from this? In case it doesn't work, what's my next step?
I like how you said that. What would you say to the people that think that it's kind of like a negative connotation to prepare for failure? Like,
Well, I would say I understand what you're saying, and I would
mhm,
say you should always know what different possible outcomes are. If
mhm,
you're going to do something, you need to know the risks you're taking.
mhm,
You need to know the pros. You need to
mhm.
know the different ways that you could arrive at the situation. And of course, don't overthink it. But you still need to be realistic in the fact that there's always multiple outcomes to one thing. There's no straight path to anything. And if you've lived life just a little bit,
Just a smidge.
you know that.
Yep.
So learn from that and apply it to everything you do.
That's a great point. That's a great point. Wow, that was a great point. You smoked that. All right. So, I mean, I think that's pretty much all we got to say, honestly. I think that I'm not gonna babble anymore. Kiana kind of smoked that.
Yeah.
And
We could remind them of the affirmation,
yep, let's
which is
boom,
my
boom, boom.
fears will not stand in the way of my goals.
They won't.
Affirm that.
Failure is a part of learning, people.
Yep.
Let's all learn together. And you know, I think we'll wrap it up here. We'll wrap it up here. I think this was a really good episode.
Yep. Follow me at Noah Souls Heal on IG.
Yep.
NoahSoulsHeal.com for the website. And on Twitter, _KASH Talk _.
Yep. And follow us at Smooth Family ENT on all social media platforms. You can also follow me at Frostman Guru on all social media platforms. You guys follow us. We're gonna have some nice giveaways and whatnot and contests coming up soon.
We are.
Soon, yeah, we are.
All
We
right.
are.
News to me.
It's in the works. It's in the works. But
I guess
stay
meeting
tuned.
after this.
Stay tuned to more episodes of Cash Talk. We're gonna get into some other topics. So, boom. Love you guys.
Bye.